Howdy-ho, neighbors! Welcome to the Give Me a Break Back to School Week month. With school almost coming back out, I thought I would take the time to talk about people sleeping in class. Now seriously, why do people need to sleep in class? They haven't got much sleep, they want to stay up late, go out. It's a damn school night. When a student is sleeping in class, they're ignoring the number one reason why they're there, and that's to learn. You're in school to learn, not to hang out with your friends and sleep. The biggest reason why people sleeping, the two biggest reasons, they stay up all night, they watch TV, and they work late. Your job cannot be taken away from school, period. If your boss calls you saying, hey, I need you to cover for me right now, and you'll say, I'm sorry, I'm in class, I can't. And the teacher's like, who is that calling? My boss? Why? They need me. And so you ask to go to and then they say no, and then you ask to go to the bathroom, and then you sign out, you go to your job, and then they ask you, hey, why are you late? I was in class. Your job cannot be taken away from school, period. If you want a job while you're in school, it has to be part-time, and you can't be out after 11 because it's a school night. And then if you do that, you'll be sleeping in class, and you'll be sent to the principal's office and asking you, hey, why are you sleeping in class? And the real reason is that, well, I've been working late. And when your boss asks you what time are your hours, after school to 11. 6 hours a day? Yes, sir. What are you doing at McDonald's? Dropping fries and stuff? It cannot be taken away from school. School is much more important to you. If you ask, if you were to ask, they ask you on the piece of paper, on that application, have you graduated high school? And you say no, and you tell your boss, I'm still in high school, but I will work for you after school. Not during school. If you call me during school, it's not going to happen. Your job takes priority. You cannot be working you're just sleeping in class. Unless it's a school-based program. If it's a school program that provides you to do jobs, that's okay. But if it ain't, you're just going to have to wait till you get your diploma. If they ask you, have your diploma with you? It's like, no. Then you can't apply. There has to be new rules to the job. There has to be new rules to where if people want to get a job, they got to complete high school. Because they can't, if you want to work during the summer, that's okay, but you have to go to school by August. And that is a serious issue. And it's a good way too, because if you were working during the summer, it'd be great for you. But working during school hours, not okay. You have a lot of absences, and then you would have to go to truancy court and then in conferences. When they ask you why you absent so much, because you're working. And then if he continues, you're going to have to go to truancy court when the judge asks you, why are you skipping, why are you late, why are you absent every class? And you say, well, because I have a job, because I've been working at McDonald's 6 hours a day. If the boss orders you, if your the judge will order you to stay in school and to not work during school hours, that order has to be sent to the boss. If the boss has a problem with that, then they might have to take it up to the school, and this is what the judge orders them. If they violate the order, then if you violate the court order, you're going to be going to jail. Believe me, I talked about this in the last video called Truancy Court, because it's a serious issue. Truancy is a serious issue. So the bottom line is, sleeping in class is wrong. Even if you sleep in school suspension, it is still wrong. Next here is all about the school zone speeders. People speeding through the school zone when it says 20 miles per hour. We'll talk about that after the break. Welcome back, Karen. As back to school begins for August or September, there's a lot of people that are speeding through the school zones because they're trying to get their kid to their school and they have to go to work too. Don't speed through the school zones. If you break the speed limit, you're going to be getting a ticket for speeding. Most people don't pay the ticket. Some people just say in their defense, well, I was trying to get my kid to school on time so that I can get to work. You tell the traffic court, they won't believe your excuse. You still have to pay the ticket. You refuse, you're gonna be held up in jail until you pay the ticket. What is the fine in Texas? The base fine is starting at $127.10, an additional $8 per mile limit, and a $97.10 court cost. You have to submit your driving record to the county court. Most of the time, it's like $200 to $500 for regular speeding tickets. So don't speed in the school zones, because it's wrong. Think about it. If a child walks across the street and then you ignore the red light, boom, 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 and then you hit the child. And you're like, did I just hit the child? And then you go drive away. But they caught you on camera doing it. And you're responsible for that child's death. Until you go to the hospital and say, hey, I'm sorry for that because I was in a hurry. It doesn't matter if you're in a hurry or not. You still have to follow the school limit speed zones. And don't catch me outside of Waldron Road with a speedometer. Because you catch me out there with a radar gun on my phone, then you know what's going to happen. I'm going to catch you speeding. Like 30 miles per hour in a 20 mile per hour speed zone, school zone. Why are you speeding? Don't let me catch you out there with a speed gun out of my phone, because if you do, and if I see you speeding, I'm going to know about it. I'm not the police, but I will catch you. If you speed, I will personally know about it. Plus, I don't know. I've run out of words to say. Just because you're like the first in line to get your kid to school on time, that doesn't mean you can just go speed your way to work. You're still going to get that ticket. If you refuse to pay a ticket, you're going to jail and you'll lose your license. I'm not the police, but if you see me out there with a speed gun, I will catch you. You will have to answer before me about why you're speeding. And if I did that, my mom would be like, wow. But it's a good thing. Don't speed. If you speed, and you're going to be causing a crash. But still, I don't speed. I don't drive. Okay, next year, it was on the news today. A Tulsa Midway student posted a thread on social media. Hear what the superintendent has to say next. Now, when you send your kid to school, it may be a safe place to go to, right? Well, you might think again, because we have kids scared to go to school because of two things. Bullying, three things actually. Bullying, school shootings, and threats. People are a lot afraid to go to school. It happened at Tulsa Midway today. And they tightened security ever since. Ever since the threat happened, they tightened security.
Thanks for joining us. There is tightened security today at schools throughout the Tulsa Midway District. That's because of a threat posted on social media. In that post, someone threatened to shoot up Tulsa Midway High School. Police are trying to track down the person behind the post.
And there's a lot of police happening. Because in the post, and this one the superintendent said, he said, we're just trying to take every precaution we can to protect our kids. They're stationed around the high school campus and they're trying to track down the person behind that post. And all Tulsa Midway schools are on lockout, which means students are only able to enter and exit the front doors. District officials also will not allow outside activities among other security precautions. And they've had threats before, but due to the nature of the recent mass shootings and everything else, you gotta have to handle it a bit more. So yes, this is something like this happened during spring break a few years ago. One Flag Love student was arrested for posting a threat, making a threat to shoot up in my old high school. They found the person. He got sent to jail. Don't ever do that. That's my opinion about this. Don't let this happen. We got kids. There's kids' lives. They're here to learn, and you're sitting there with your social media device threatening to shoot up the school or something like that. You're sitting there trying to shoot up the school, and then you're trying to delete the post, and then someone caught you doing it. You're the one that made the post. Don't let it happen again, otherwise you'll be spending your time in jail. You'll be either suspended or expelled. If you were a senior, you'd be expelled. You can't attend graduation, you can't attend prom, or any other senior events. We have kids in every school that are wanting to learn and be safe. We recently had two shootings. We recently had two shootings in Ohio and Texas. But this is the thing. When you see something like this, you gotta take drastic calls to action here. Just like vandalism here. I mean, there's even more vandalism in schools. With the school year starting, there's actually more vandalism in the school. And I hate vandalism as much as I hate people posting threads on social media for shooting up the school. Like, I'm not blaming the people who don't like to go to school, but you have to go to school to learn. If you don't go to school, you don't learn, you don't get your diploma, and you don't get your education. Period. Get your education and get done with it. So don't be all like planning to shoot up the school and sneak in a gun. That's just wrong. It's just wrong. Like, mixing powdered sugar and mint together. You can't mix it because mint's an herb, powdered sugar is just made with cornstarch and sugar. It's easy. Just take some sugar and some cornstarch, mix it together, you got powdered sugar. So, going to the vandalism thing. This was today. The girls were arrested after a $250,000 of vandalism at a school. A private school in Washington State is leading to start of a school year 1 week after officials say vandals caused $250,000 damage to campus. The Christian school announced the 7th and 8th grade class will begin September 19th, and kindergarten and 6th grade class will begin September 10th. They arrested 2 girls who were 14 and 15 this month, suspicion of theft, malicious mischief, and burglary. The police say the vandals sprayed fire extinguishers all over the gym, contaminating the building and damaging computers and other equipment that had been stored there. They wrote offensive words on walls to inspire the kitchen with condiments and food. Don't arrest them! If you arrest someone and put them in jail, they're never gonna learn the lesson. Community service. Have them clean up that shit. That's what I do. It's like my parents said, if you make a mess, you clean up. That's what the judge would have said. The judge would have said, I'll send you to community service because you're minors. You clean up that mess. Don't let the janitors do it. I mean, back in May of this year, there was a senior prank that happened. They sprayed graffiti all over it and then had the janitors clean it up. Don't let the janitors clean it up. Have the people responsible do this. Man, you're going to sit there and leave that for the janitor? Nah, you make a mess, you clean it up. I'm not going to leave that for the janitor. Like if I made a spill on the floor, I clean it up. I don't leave that for the janitor. Because I don't want to waste the janitor's time. Period. I've had enough of these vandalisms. All they do is cause nothing but damage to property. Period. We're going to have more about these vandalisms happening Friday. But that's all for now. Our back to school week continues on Friday. I'll see you guys next time.